Alright, welcome back to the channel. And we're back today with another review video. I've had this kicking around since before Christmas and I haven't had a chance to do anything with it until now. So you want to add Android Auto or Apple CarPlay to any car, you don't even need a radio. And this is a CarPodGo T3, which will do exactly that. A no-nonsense way of adding Android Auto and Apple CarPlay wirelessly to absolutely any vehicle. Now, ever since I did the review on the Chicane unit middle of last year, I've been absolutely inundated with emails from various companies wanting me to review their products, and I've turned them all down except this one, because this one kind of stood out. And it is more expensive than the last one I reviewed, but then you get what you pay for. Let's have a look at it, shall we? So there's the unit there. Now I thought, when I first got this, I thought that was actually fixed, but it's not. It's a magnetic mount, and it's quite a strong magnet as well. So once the support is fixed to the car, you can just take this off. So to avoid theft, which I think is quite good because it's not permanently fixed. So yeah, that is a right strong magnet on there. So there we go, that's the unit. I'll run through the stuff on the side there, the sockets and what have you. We'll just have a look in a minute, see what's in the box. So this has come with everything, but when you order yours, you will need to specify which power lead you need. So there's one there for a Tesla 3 and Tesla Model 3 or Model Y. I'm not sure why you can't just use that one, but anyway. So, but when you go on their website, you will need to specify which power lead you get, which one you need, and it's got a button on it. I don't have a Tesla. I wouldn't even really be interested in getting one, but yeah, that's for that. So we've got the power lead, and what I like about this is, usually when you plug something in your accessory socket, that's your accessory socket done for, unless you buy one of these multiple things. But it does have a USB on top as well, so you can charge your phone or whatever from the USB while this is plugged in, so your socket isn't completely taken up, and you don't have to have one of those things with like the 3 sockets on it, or just more wires hanging about. So that's quite cool. It does have a reverse camera, and there's a mount there as well. There's 2 mounts actually, depending on how you want to do it. So there's that one. So you stick that to however you want, and then you can adjust this, the length of where you want it, and adjust the angle on that as well. There's an audio cable, 3.5mm stereo audio cable to connect it to your car radio. There's this little thing here, which is if you need to do a firmware update, they actually supply this with it, and it does have, I think it was a 16GB micro SD card in there, and that will just plug straight into the USB. So you put your software on the card, stick that in the USB, and you can update the firmware, which I did actually have to do, and I'll go through that later on why I did that. There's another mount there and some stickies. There's another mount there, which I'm guessing would go onto that with a sticky on it, and some more stickies in there as well. So there's various ways you can fit it. Now, what I liked about this was there's no dash cam on it, so you can fit this absolutely anywhere. and you haven't got to worry about it being perched on top of the dashboard to allow the camera to see out the windscreen. It can go anywhere, which and the display, the way that the actual thing actually looks. I mean, if you wanted to be really tricky and say you were building like a, I don't know, a hot rod or some custom dashboard, you could actually mold that into the dash and that would look really sleek. So yeah, that's what made it stand out to me, is the fact that it can go literally anywhere. If you've got a car with where the gauge cluster is in the middle of the dashboard, there are a few. Was it Daewoo Matiz, SsangYong, big ugly thing has got the gauges in the middle. Tesla has also, you've got the big ass screen in the middle, so you can put that in front of the steering wheel. Quite cool. So run through the sockets on the back. So yeah, quite clearly labelled there, look. So USB-C is your power in. Is the audio, which comes from this cable into the audio of your car stereo. There is AV in, which is your reversing camera. There is a microphone. That's not a socket to plug anything. That is the actual microphone for your hands-free. And that USB there is for doing firmware updates. Right. Now let's connect it to a power supply and have a look. Okay, so I've got a USB that's connected just to a 5-volt supply. And I'm going to make sure I get this in the right one now, because I don't want to plug that into the USB update one. So it's that one there. We plug him in and it should just come on. And there we go, powered up. So we go through some stuff on here. So we've got, that's going to be CarPlay. That one there is Android Auto, Bluetooth name, and obviously we'll pair it up to a phone in a bit anyway. Come out of here. Brightness, your day and your night brightness. You can actually set the times that you want it to go on to night mode and then back to day mode. System update. So if you want to update the firmware, hit that, plug in your USB with your memory card in and with your software on the memory card, and you can update the firmware, which I have done. I'll explain why in a bit. It's got an FM transmitter on it, so you can select which, an empty clean station or an empty clean frequency that this can transmit to your radio, or you could use the auxiliary cable if you don't want to use that, and that's to switch the FM transmitter on and off. And it's also got this as well, where the display is just used to display the phone stuff. The audio will come out of the phone. So yeah, so you can actually mute the audio from the car radio. You turn that on. The audio then doesn't come through the car radio, it will come through your phone. And that's that. And then this is a setting menu. So obviously language, date and time setting, and your time zone. Bluetooth, which we've been into, and display. There's various wallpapers you can choose. And this is what I like. You can, depending on what make and model car you have, you can choose the boot up logo to be the your make of vehicle. And this I thought was really cool. And when I first got this, there was quite a few that weren't on there. And as you know, I've got an MG3 and I wanted MG on there. So I contacted CarPodGo, and they were really, really helpful. Got back to me pretty much instantly and sent me some files. And I updated the firmware and it gave the extra logos. So I could have MG on it. We'll set that as a logo. And then when we power off and then boot back up again, now comes up with MG. Oh, I like that. So yeah, that looks pretty cool. What else was there in here? In display we were, when we CarPlay settings. So select right hand drive, left hand drive, 60 frames per second. 10-second timeout, return CarPlay. I'm not sure what that is. We'll have a look at the owner's book in a bit. Sound, so you can have your media, navigation or phone volume at various different levels. That we've been through. FM transmitter, but we've been through. And you go into about, and that's your system update. And that's it. There's no bells and whistles, if you like. It is just, it does what it says on the tin. It adds Android Auto to a car that doesn't have it, and it hasn't got anything else. You know, like you can have these ones and they've got like, you can mirror your phone to it. Yeah, it's really laggy and the picture quality is small and it's just crap. This doesn't have any of that. It just does what it says on the tin, and this is what I liked about it, because it doesn't pretend to be something it isn't. Right, let's pair a phone to it and have a look. Right, let's connect my phone to it. So we'll power him on. I wonder if it's just going to pair straight away. Or do I have to go into it? Yep, it is. There we go. Pair. So hit that. And there we go. Android Auto is connected. Right, I suppose now would be a good time to see what the audio is like. I mean, maps is maps, you know, it's, well there, it's now playing history, and it's coming out of the speaker in the unit. Like I say, you don't even need to have a radio if you haven't got one in the car, if you like an old car or whatever. If you can put up with the audio quality from that, which from a little speaker ain't bad, but it's not great. Right, turn that off because I don't want a copyright strike. Right, let's connect a extension speaker to it and see what it sounds like. Right, so I got this. It's a Bluetooth speaker, but it also has a auxiliary 3.5mm jack in the back of it. So we'll plug that in there. Plug this into here, into there. And let's hit the music, see what it sounds like.
On the way, Roger Sanchez, stay there.
Old school and anthems, history, the home straight on Kiss with KFC.
And the audio quality from that is actually pretty damn good.
What's good? It's me, Tyler, and you can catch my show, The Home Straight, every weekday from 4 PM. Vibes and energy to an...
That's actually not bad audio quality from that. So yeah, you do get what you pay for. Because compared to others, that is really good. Right, I think now we ought to go and get it into the car and see what it's like coming through the car audio using the FM transmitter. Okay, so I set the screen up there, it's my phone ready. I got it plugged into here, and there's a little button on top which we can use to switch it on. So let's switch it on, see how quickly it boots up and takes to connect to my phone. It should already connect as we've already paired the phone. So on. There we go, it's connected. So let's whack on some music. I've got it tuned on there, so let's see what the audio is like. So if we tap music, the audio quality is actually really good, but there is interference coming through, which you're going to have on an FM transmitter. I don't think it's going to matter what it is. you're going to get interference. Because if I pause this, you've constantly got that. So that's in the background of the music. So an FM transmitter is not really the way to go. Unfortunately, I don't have an aux on this, so I can't test the aux. But I did test it indoors on that other speaker, and it sounded perfectly fine with no hiss. So connected it to an aux is the way to go rather than FM transmitter. But if you had to use an FM transmitter, yeah, the audio quality is good. There we go. Yeah, you've got that hiss in the background, so it is what it is. But one thing I will say is, compared to the Chicane unit, the audio is 10 times better. Okay. Right, stop that for a minute. What I'm going to do now, I'm not going to permanently fit the reverse camera, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug it in. I'm going to connect the red wire there to the positive of the battery to power it on, and we'll see what the image quality of the reverse camera is like. Here we go then. Switch the ignition on. There you are. And if you put the car in reverse straight away, it boots up straight away into the reverse cam, and you've got guidelines there as well. And the image quality of that actually looks bloody good. Really good, in fact. So yeah, I'm impressed with that. So yeah, I think I am going to permanently fit that camera at some point, and I think I'll be fitting this unit in the car permanently. Yeah, that's all right. That is, happy with that. So there we go. The CarPodGo T3, cracking little unit. Does what it says on the tin. Puts Android Auto and Apple CarPlay wirelessly onto any car that doesn't have it. It's as simple as that. CarPodGo have told me that all units that are being shipped out now will all have the latest firmware on there, so you shouldn't need to mess about. But if you do have, if there are future updates and improvements and stuff added, then you've got to stick in with the kit to update it if you want to. So yeah, cracking little bit of kit for what it is. I'm happy with it. Link is in the description of where you can get one of these. And well, that's it. Nothing more I can say, really. I'll see you next time. All the best.